everyone. Thanks for joining me on my podcast, Profit with a Plan. This is where you can get some great ideas to create your most profitable small business. Just so you know, financial planning isn't only for those that have a lot of money or run big companies. A workable financial plan is for us everyday small business owners and professionals that want to make great financial decisions that lead to bigger profits. So join me, Marcia, your certified financial planner and financial business strategist, each Tuesday for some smart ideas that can add more profits to your bottom line. So today I'm so excited to have my friend JuliAnn Stitick here with me. She is the CEO of Your Success Style. It is a personal branding and positioning strategist for business owners who want to ignite their brand, attract a team and clients they love, and significantly increase their revenue. Her tight niche is a unique blend of brand strategy, personal confidence enhancement, and success skills that help her clients uncover their visionary best, natural charisma. Her philosophy is that the business owner is a DNA of all overall brand experience. So she equips them with a framework and accountability that they need to grow as leaders and accelerate their influence and visibility. Her clients are purpose-driven business owners like us, and organizations that value community, life-work balance, effective communication, and ongoing personal growth. JuliAnn is a motivational speaker, a 3-time author, personal consultant, and the host of the Personal Brand Kickstart program, Speak Your Brand workshops, and Women of Purpose retreats. Wow, JuliAnn, that's pretty impressive. Welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be here and talk with you, Marcia.
Thank you. Me too. This is such an important bit of information that we have and we need as small business owners running our own business. So JuliAnn, you are in the branding and marketing world, and you have a unique approach to marketing that flies in the face of digital marketing. Why don't you expand a little bit on that for us?
I would love to. So let me just first say that digital marketing is necessary. It's really important. But what I have found, especially over the last couple of years, there's been a real pivot. And that is that business owners are completely overwhelmed with digital marketing, trying to keep up with marketing funnels and LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest or wherever it is that they're marketing themselves. And what's happened is it's negatively impacting their business. And what I mean by that is that it's keeping them stuck behind their computers. And they're not going out into the real world and making that human connection that builds that know, like, and trust factor much quicker and gives you an opportunity to connect with people energetically in a way that is really going to, I just want to say, accelerate the success. But the big problem here is that a lot of people feel more comfortable behind their computers, and they feel uncomfortable or even awkward going into networking settings. They don't know what to say. They may not feel good about their image. They may walk in and just be socially uncomfortable. And so I actually wrote a book about a year ago. It's called Step Into Your Power. And it's a step-by-step strategy guide for maximum results at conferences, networking events. And it's really a 3-step approach to preparing for the event, how to be at the event, and then what your follow-up routines are so that you can really maximize the connections that you made there.
That sounds amazing. And it's so important. I agree. I personally, I closed my corporate world and went into my own business a few years ago. And I find that I'm stuck behind the computer. So I totally understand this. And I know that so many of our listeners are doing the same. I find that when we do get out and market, that maybe we're also marketing in the wrong place to the wrong people. And we're saying that we do 5 things because we're in a portfolio world of business and income, and we've got all these side hustles. So how do you work around that? If you can share with us maybe some of your tips that would give people success when they do finally get out and network.
Yes, absolutely. So you covered quite a bit in that question.
I know I rattle sometimes, but that's me.
It's all good because it's all important elements and they're good questions. So what I'd like to start off by saying, really kind of backtracking just a little bit, is that one of the things that I've found with business owners is that they're isolated and they are lonely. They really are. And so they're starved for that human connection, but they're not really comfortable going out and making that human connection. So what I would say, one of the first things that you brought up is they're doing all these different things, but positioning, which is one of my key areas of expertise, is the most important piece of this puzzle.
Define positioning for us.
The positioning is really identifying, this is not the Webster dictionary, but it's really identifying, it's like, what do you want to be known for?
Right.
And so and what is happening is people have all these different elements. And this is so interesting because when people come to me, this is one of the problems that everyone has. I'm good at this. I'm involved in this. This is important to me. I do this. But I'm not really getting the business. Well, the reason is a confused mind never buys, right? So my goal always to find, and this is where I would encourage people, is make a list of all those things. Like, what charitable organizations are you involved in? What are you passionate about? What all are you doing in your business? And the key here, and especially when it comes to personal branding, is that that's what personal branding is. It's building a brand based on who you are. Okay. All of the aspects of who you are. But what we want to do is we want to find the common thread. Okay. And that common thread is typically who that individual is. So as for example, when you have a conversation with someone and you say, oh, well, I do this and I rep this and I'm over here doing this and I've got this. They're like, okay, people want to put you in a box. Okay. They want like this little compartment to put you in. And the very first thing that you say is where they're going to place you.
Good point.
You could follow it up with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, but the very first thing you say is where they're going to connect with you. So what you want to be doing, rather than, like, this is my title, is really more about, I help people, boom, boom, boom. And all of those things are the benefit. Okay.
Makes great sense.
My business coach has a format that she uses, which is called the 4W statement. And it's, who are you? What's the name of your company? Who do you who do you work with? What do you offer? And how does it benefit the client? And I can't stress enough the importance of doing exercises like this and practicing. So
yes.
Even though I'm in this is what I do for a living. When I'm on my way to events, I am practicing that 4W statement. And it is really based on, it's based on who that audience is going to be, right?
So important.
It is. And so one of the things that you brought up is, like, people are not showing up in the right places. Right?
Yes.
So here's where you get to be creative and have fun. And the idea is, what are you interested in? So for me, I'm interested in helping animals. I love to hike. And so I get involved in leadership roles within those areas that I have joy in. And that's where I'm making connections with people that are like-minded with value. Okay.
Nice.
So when we have the same values and we make a connection around something that we have in common, that person might not be your ideal customer, but that person knows your ideal customer, right? So it's not always about going to networking groups.
Mm-hmm. Which so many people waste time with doing. They go to the wrong place and think, why am I not getting business?
Right, exactly. And I think to trust instincts when you go to, I think it's important to try at least one new networking event a month.
Sounds fun.
Because when you walk in, you're going to know if you're willing to just trust your gut, you're going to walk in and you're going to know, is this the right place for me? Or do these people have values aligned with mine? Are they people that I'd actually have fun with and want to hang out with, right? And are they serious about business? Because there's a lot of events that you can go to and you have people there that their jobs are a hobby, right?
They don't realize their job's a hobby, but yes.
Exactly. And so really searching out. And then when you meet people that are aligned with you, say, where are you hanging out? Where are you getting your customers? And really, really tapping into and surrounding yourself with people that really have those like-minded values, really positive mindset, and people that are actually doing things that are coming from a real place of service in their business.
I love it. Wow. What an impactful conversation this is, to be able to go out intentionally and get your networking with the people that you already have interest with. Then you're not going to dread going to them because they're somebody that you don't want to talk with in the first place. You have a common interest. And I've always found that when you talk from your heart and you find places that you truly enjoy and you have something in common with the person, that's where the relationship is going to go. If I come in and talk to people that I don't know, don't really care for, how am I supposed to develop a real relationship with them so that business can travel later on?
For sure.
Love it.
It for sure. And in that, like, I literally network with people while I'm hiking in nature. Right.
Sounds good, right?
Wonderful. But what I'd like to jump into is really talking about how we prepare ourselves to go to these networking events, right?
Please.
So first of all, and we've already tapped on it, know what you're going to say. Use power language. Be clear. Practice it. Practice it, practice it, practice it.
So define a little bit about power language.
Okay.
So
really, power language is making your statement about who you are and what you do as succinct as possible. We don't care about the how. We don't care how you accomplish it. We want to know who you are, what you do, who your customer is, and how it benefits that customer. And I always like to say that this strategy statement, which is like, I actually have a formula in my book, Step Into Your Power, which I'm going to give everybody for free.
Yay!
The formula for creating your networking strategy statement. And the fewer amount of words, the better. Most people try to this is who I am, and this is how I've been, and this is how I do it. And they're all over the place with it. And you're like, I just want to know what you do. Right?
Right.
I just want to be able to know what compartment to put you in so that when somebody says to me, I need somebody that is a financial advisor, right? That they'll know exactly where to point that person.
Perfect. Love it. Well, thanks. This is tremendous information. And so when we practice this information, what is a time horizon that we want to offer? So like you said, we don't want to know your whole life story and hopefully you're not throwing up on the people that you're talking to. What are you thinking? 30 seconds? Are we 3 sentences? Give me an idea.
You should be able to express what you need to in about 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Perfect.
Right. Exactly. So really narrow it down, write it out, maybe write it out as a paragraph and then tighten it up and then tighten it up even more so that only the most important elements. So I think of this, I always like to say this statement is a flirtation.
Oh.
Just to get people to ask more questions, right? But let's talk a little bit more about the prepping. So we've got the working strategy statement, we've practiced it, but there are some elements that need to go into place. First and foremost is mindset. So planning so that I'm going in two different directions. Hang on. Let me go back to mindset. Let's go back to mindset. Your mindset in showing up with a positive, grounded, centered mindset is really important. So whether that's meditation or journaling or gratitude, whatever, but positivity. When you're on your way to the event, listen to relaxing music. Don't listen to crazy talk radio or negative news. Get there a little bit early so that you can spend some time in your car getting yourself grounded, turning off everything that's on the outside so that when you walk into the room, you come from a place of positivity and you're not walking in going, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out and I'm late, and all that energy that stays with you. And believe me, it detracts from your natural charisma. So that mindset piece is really important.
That is so valuable. I mean, we're both from Southern California, so we're living in the constant craziness of how many things can you squeeze into the day and then driving ridiculous times to get there. So I can, that's always been an interesting part of why it's attractive to go with the digital is because you don't have to, add the half hour or the driving and the parking and the person that's there and got in your way. And, so having that time of being there early and arriving and listening to good music along the way, and then just taking a few minutes to take some deep breaths, calm down, find your best thing. So when you go in there, I love the idea that you're in positive energy, because the people you're talking to, if you're stressed out, they're either not going to want to talk to you or the conversation is going to be stressful.
Right. And you're not being of service to them, which is, this go-giver mentality. How can I be a giver? But you tapped onto what I wanted to go into next, which is planning. So this planning piece is really important. I actually have a blog post that's 8 things to do before you check your cell phone in the morning. In the midst of all of this craziness, as you said, I actually live a very peaceful life, but I do it by design. I'm very mindful of the responsibilities I take on. I'm very mindful of how often I say yes to things. Mm-hmm. And I know that when I've accomplished those 8 things in the morning before I've checked my cell phone, I know that I've put myself first, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, so that I'm fueled in a way that's going to allow my day to move forward from a place of I have valued myself first, and now I can give, because we can't give away what we don't have.
So true.
In getting ready, not just for networking events, but just for day-to-day life, one of my clients' favorite, and when I speak, everybody loves this tip, is once a week, get your bed all made nice, get yourself a cup of tea, glass of wine, whatever whatever you love, turn on some nice music, pull out your calendar, and put your outfits together for the whole week.
Oh,
you'll be able to look at what the weather's going to be like, where you're going. And when you're creating your wardrobe and your outfits in that manner, you're not going to be waking up the next morning or the next day, going to a networking event. If you haven't done this, going, oh my gosh, this has happened, and I've got all these things going on, and I'm just going to wear this because this is my go-to, right? Well, and you might feel okay in it, right? But when you go to events, you want to feel beautiful. You want to feel handsome. You want to feel whatever it is, right? And so when we choose our wardrobe with intention and it's put together, we know that no matter what happens to us that morning when life throws things at us, we have cared for ourselves with intention. We throw it on that day. We walk out the door. We're all put together. And along with that, it's packing your networking bag or your purse or whatever. So once a week, I have a day, just typically Mondays, where I'll go through my bag that I take with me, my handbag, and I'll make sure I've got plenty of business cards. I've got a pen. Right. I've got a small pad of paper. My purse is organized so that when I show up at the event, I have everything with me that I need. I'm not like digging, let me find this. And,
more added stress that you can just avoid by being prepared. I love it.
Right. And here's the thing, reason that this is so important is that how we do anything is how we do everything. And so if we are scattered and, our handbags not organized, what message that is sending to people indirectly is that's the way I handle my business.
Oh, interesting.
And so when we are like prepared and organized, that's a reflection that we've been intentional. And that brings a level. So this is the big piece of the puzzle. All of this increases our confidence. All of these preparation tips increase that level of confidence so that we know we look good and we know what to say and how to have conversations with people at these events. That's how we're really going to maximize those connections and increase your visibility.
I love it. It's so helpful to when you're prepared and not running around crazy. As a chicken with your head cut off, trying to figure out what I left or what I got and how do I pack my car. And it's just anytime I've planned and prepared, I've always felt better. So this is so true.
Right. And, to take that a step further, they're like looking and going like, so this is where the weekly stuff really comes in. Like on Mondays is what I call my life admin day, right?
Okay.
Client appointments. I don't schedule any like hair, nails, or anything like that. Mondays is all about getting gas in my car, getting my car washed, cleaning my handbag out, choosing my outfits for the week. All of the things that I know that I need to do so that I'm not at the last minute going, oh my gosh, I need to get this. And now listen, here's the deal. The reason that I do all this stuff is because I'm super creative. And if I have these checklists for myself, I would be that person that was all stressed out, running late. Oh, I forgot to get gas on my car. But by doing this and creating a routine, simplifying my life that way, I am much more effective for the rest of the week, not just for networking events, but for my life.
I love it. I am going, if you can, I always feel like if I get one or two nuggets and into my life, from conversations, this is a big one that I'm going to take. I don't know that I'm going to do it on Monday morning. I may do it on Sunday afternoon or evening, but whatever time works for you. But I think that this is so valuable. This is great stuff.
Good. I'm glad. So now when we get to the event, okay, wait, I have to talk about one more thing.
Okay.
Prep, okay. When we talked a little bit about like confidence and like creating our own natural charisma, your health and wellness is absolutely foundational to this. So what we eat, the amount of movement we get, the amount of sleep, meditation. So every aspect of our physical health increases our confidence. And when you show up at an event and you are healthy and you're vibrant and awake and focused, you are much more charismatic and able to be on and confident. And so then we take this into the rooms. We walk into the networking event. Here is something that I do I do this before I go to events. I do this before I step on stage to speak. I'm in the bathroom stall, standing in my power pose, like our power posing, for 3 minutes. And I am thinking, and I'm in my head, and I'm like, you're powerful. What you do matters. I get tapped into my purpose and why I'm doing what I do. I think about the clients that I work with, how much I love them, and how I've seen changes in them. And I come from that place energetically, and I walk into a room with powerful nonverbal language. Shoulders back, your Pilates muscles activated, so your lower abs and your booty, everything, your spine long, you have a smile on your face, you are connected to people, and that handshake, that how we're interacting with people, those elements help people feel comfortable with us. And when we walk in from a place of that confidence, that literally lights a light around you, so that when you walk into a room, people see you and they're like, who's that?
Attractive.
Exactly.
Love it.
So that's a big piece. So we've already done our planning. We've walked in, we're connected with people. And I mentioned this before, coming from a spirit of a go-giver mentality, asking more questions than talking about ourselves. And this is a big one.
Yes, I so agree on this. You get so much more by asking questions and waiting for the answer. So I love it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So there's that. And then there's the follow-up piece. Okay. So having some sort of system. So I have this amazing personal assistant. And what I do is when I go to an event and I meet Marcia, right? I will take a picture of her card. I will text it to my assistant, and she knows that goes on my agenda, that for the next day that I'm going to follow up with that person. And we met, and when did I follow up with you?
The next day. And you did it the old-fashioned way, if I remember correctly. You did it with a phone call.
And so that's, again, that goes back to the human connection. Emails. I mean, tell me, are you not inundated with emails?
I have so many. I think I'm still sitting at somewhere around 1,200 that I haven't gotten to yet.
Right. So, but that phone call, or even a text message, or a texted video, or a voice message via text, to be able to say, hey, Marcia, it was so great to meet you yesterday. I would love to follow up with you on further that conversation that we started. And just want you to know I'm here. Here's my scheduling link if you want to set some time to talk.
Perfect.
Just really stepping out and doing it from a place of a human connection.
I think when we're networking, we're one of many, many people out there. To be prepared and to be having everything that you need, to be in a very positive energy, and then to glow and be attractive, not physically, but just energetically attractive. When you're in this environment, you're going to draw the attraction of people that you want. But since the person you're speaking to has spoken to or has a handful of cards, if not tens and 20s of those cards, to be able to separate yourself by sending a visual and a verbal message to them, to really separate yourself from everybody else. JuliAnn, this is amazing stuff that really will make, I think, a huge impact on business when you do get out from behind your computer and go face to face in the real world.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with us? You have been a wealth today.
I could go on forever, but what I really want to do is, because there's so much information in this book. And here's the thing about this book. Just like everyone else, I value my time, right? Mm-hmm. So when I wrote this book, it is a very succinct book with all of my behind the scenes checklists, timelines, routines, strategies for prepping for the event, being at the event, and then all the little things that I do to follow up after the event to be memorable. And that it's all based on old school connecting with people, because in today's marketplace, that's where you're going to differentiate yourself and stand out from the static of online marketing and digital platforms.
I love it. I love it. Where can we find this book?
Oh, well, they can go to, so the book is called Step Into Your Power, a step-by-step strategy guide for maximum results at your next conference, event, or networking opportunity.
Love it.
All they need to do is go to getyourpowerbook.com to get a copy of it.
Perfect. And we will have that in our link. Wow, that's amazing. I know that writing a book can be so hard and challenging and getting it all done, but this sounds like it came from your experience. It sounds like it came from your heart. And it sounds like it's going to be a definite worth reading, because we can turn around and take this and implement this into our world immediately to turn business on and make it more profitable.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. This has been great. Anything, where are you going to be soon? Do you have anything coming up?
Wow. I'm trying to think locally where I'm going to be soon. I'm not going to be local anywhere.
Okay.
Soon. But you know what? I'm always, and I'm laughing saying this, I'm always available online.
Totally. Well, we have to complement it. It's not one way. You can't just be one way and that's it. You have to have layers of marketing and networking strategies to grow your business. So I'm so glad that you said you go from the old-fashioned way, but you go back and you're still online.
Yeah, absolutely. So there, I actually have an event calendar on my website, which is JuliAnnStitick.com. And on that event calendar, it has any speaking engagements or events that I'm going to be going to do, any of the group programs, anything that we have coming up. So that's all available there. And the other thing too that I always want to say when I do podcasts or anything. There might be people that are listening that need some support with building out their personal brand and really getting out there. And what I want to say is this isn't for everyone, but if there is someone who's listening who is ready to make an investment in building out their personal brand and their business and seeing a huge ROI from some very simple but strategic steps, they can reach out to me at clientcare@JuliAnnStitick.com, and we can schedule a virtual coffee where we can talk about whether it would be the right fit to work together.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. And we'll have all that information in the information for this podcast. So thank you again, JuliAnn. You gave us some wonderful information and gave me some ideas to run around and utilize this immediately to complement our digital marketing that we're doing. So thank you so much for coming.
What are you going to do? What's one action that you're going to take? So that's what I would want everybody to do. What's one action that they learned in this podcast that they're going to implement today?
Well, I'm a big proponent on planning because I am a financial planner and everything I do in your business revolves around planning and making sure that you're doing things, because if you don't know where you're going, how can you go? How do you get to where you want to go? So I think the big thing that I'm going to take into is being prepared and planning. Actually, I'm going to take all of it. But the number one thing I think is to just be ready. And it may be getting dressed. It may be, or having that, but it may be putting the bag together. It's going to be making sure that my conversation and my 20 seconds that I have in front of somebody is going to be very succinct. And so it's going to be all of that around. I don't think that it's one thing, but I think it encompasses the planning and being prepared. And that's where I'm going to go. So thank you so much for asking. I hope that we can get some feedback on the podcast and let us know what you're going to be doing to plan for your next event so you're prepared and can make a bigger impact that can grow your profits. Sounds good, Julia?
I love it.
Love it. Love it. All right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you found an idea or 2 or 10 to put into your business that will make you more in control of your money and your profits. If you would like to know specifically on how you can increase your own profits in your business, let's chat. You can always get on my contact and my scheduler inside of the podcast description. So I, too, have just published a book. I'm so excited for it. It's called Big Profit Secrets Exposed, and I am going myself on a speaking tour through 2020, and I'll be around the Western United States. Very excited for that. And if you follow me, I'll give you a gift of my 3 hidden secrets towards your cash flow right now. So just hit us up on the podcast information, and you'll have our links on there. JuliAnn was great to give us this wonderful book that will be listed on the podcast description as well. So I'd love to hear about your feedback or questions or ideas for future shows. You can always reach out to me on my social channels in Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram at Bella Financial or Marcia Reiner, or my website, bellafinancialgroup.com. So I hope you catch Profit with a Plan on your favorite podcast player every Tuesday, and we're looking forward to more great profitable information on next week's show. So until then, make your plans and profit with it. Thanks, JuliAnn.
Bye.